3, 2, 1. Hey. 3, 2, 1. Hey!
No, wait, I still have the giggles.
Hey!
So we're going to be doing a question and answers video. Last time we did one of these.
Lip balm. Sorry. I just finished putting it on. That's all I was thinking about.
Last time we did one of these was a couple months ago. Do you remember when we did it? Now we're engaged.
Oh, goals.
So I have picked questions.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
No idea what they are. She's gonna read them and we're gonna answer them.
The first one I want to ask is, I give you guys a challenge to answer this question. What was each of you wearing on the day you met?
Oh, wait, do I have to know what you were wearing? Dang, I have no idea.
I remember what you were wearing.
Because I took a freaking Instagram picture of it. All I remember was you slamming the door on my face.
Okay.
If you haven't watched the last Q&A, we tell that story of us first meeting.
That's so disappointing that you don't know.
I didn't know. I didn't go into this situation knowing that I needed to remember your outfit.
After the end of this month, when is the next time you guys get to see each other again? Love you guys a lot.
I'm thinking I'm gonna leave here to go back to Australia for a bit, mid-October.
So I haven't really gotten into the engagement question.
Ah! Don't tickle me! I was trying to dab, babe. Come on.
I haven't gotten into the engagey questions yet.
Engagey?
Engagey, yeah. Who made the first move to be more than friends? I did.
You liar! We were sitting on the couch in my apartment and I asked you if I could hold your hand.
I know.
In like, oh, not like a wimpy way though. In like a polite.
It was very cute.
It was, I did it to be polite. I didn't want to just like grab her hand and she'd be like, oh, this guy's weird.
Gabe, this one haunts me. Where did you hide an engagement ring so Jess couldn't see it?
Through the whole day was in my back pocket, in my back left pocket. Because the box was rather big. Should I get the box?
Yeah.
So this was the box. It has the date on it. It's a big box, but I made sure that it was smaller than the one my brother proposed with because my brother couldn't fit that box in his pocket. So when he proposed, he had it in his belt. It fell out as they were walking to the spot on the floor. At one point, when she wasn't looking, I had to switch it from there into my jacket pocket for when we sat on the little blanket and I played guitar.
Very sneaky. How did Jess not notice the photographer? I was in a lot of shock, but I think I was just so like in the moment.
They were kind of behind her. If you watch the video, you could see that until I actually proposed to her, all like the footage is from behind her because I didn't want them to, I didn't want her to see them. And then I said, meet my friends, babe. And she turned, she was this, and they're all right here. And she turned to the side and was shocked that there were 3 people standing there with cameras.
Do you think you'll wait to get married or do it quite soon?
Do it quite soon. Long distance really sucks. Or the last trip, because I was in Australia for 2 weeks, and when I came back, it was like 6 weeks apart, the last break we had. It was like so painful.
Yeah.
Just being apart. I was like, I have to propose. What really got me through it was knowing that I would ask you to marry me.
I think like with getting married quick, it's like, why wait and why drag out the long distance?
We have to time it right because all my family, like that is the like emotional reason, I guess you could say, but then like the practical reason is because my family all lives in the States and all my friends and stuff like that, and all of her family and friends live in Australia, and there the seasons are different. Their summer's over our winter, their spring is our fall, like stuff like that. So the holidays are different, and the only ones that line up kind of similar is their winter break, which is in our summer, and Christmas break. And then like Easter, but then that would be hard to like fit a wedding in that small weekend and stuff like that. I'm trying to do it quick, I guess, just to make sure it fits in a time frame where most people would be able to travel.
Okay, next question. Did you notice Gabriel was acting weird through the day, or were you like, oh, it's a normal day? This is kind of like a yes and a no, because it's like very normal for him to be very cute and like take me on a date. I wasn't like suspicious or anything because I was like, oh, like we date a lot. But then there was things like, I remember when we were having dinner, this is before we went and watched the sunset and before he proposed, we were getting dinner and I held his hand and it was shaking. But I thought it was shaking because he was hungry.
if I'm like hungry and haven't eaten in a while,
Yeah.
my hands start to shake.
But also like on the drive there, it was quite a drive. He was kind of stressy about it, and I was like, sweet, it's just a date, like stop stressing, like it's fine. But you weren't really like acting weird.
No,
You were just
I mean,
like-
I felt pretty calm, like to myself. Like I was obviously trying to make sure everything was planned right, but I felt pretty calm compared to what a lot of people had told me, that I would be like crapping my pants that day and stuff. I felt pretty calm.
Did you guys ever think you'd get married so young, and how do you deal with the criticism that comes with it? I'll go first.
Yeah.
I thought I would get married young. I didn't think I'd get married at 20, but I didn't think I'd get married at 30 either. I wasn't expecting it to be like this young. It definitely...
This guy changed the game for her.
So it definitely feels right.
As far as like what you said about it feeling right, like it feels right, yeah, between us, obviously. When they say like, you know, it's
When
the
you know,
one.
you know.
When you know, you know. Once you're actually in that situation, it's like, ah, this is what they mean. And also with, it comes along with like family and what they say about everything, and like both of our families were like,
So supportive and
so supportive, and a lot of them saying like, why are we waiting this long?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like expecting us to do it sooner, which is kind of crazy, but that's like a huge green light for it all. You were in a relationship for 2 years, and that was so different to this.
Yeah. Every relationship is different.
Every relationship is different. But referring back to the question, did we ever think we'd get married so young? I always did. With the kind of friends, family group that I grew up in, everyone kind of got married young. My brother got married at 21. His wife was 20. And I was just in my friend's wedding, he's a month older than me. So yeah, just like the circle of people and friends that I grew up with, it's not like a scary thing, because I know for a lot of people it's like, whoa, that's like just a far off concept. But for me, it wasn't that bad. And I was actually on the phone with my best friend a month before I met her. I remember talking to him, and I was like, whenever God decides to bring that person in my life, who I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, I wouldn't be afraid to marry that person quickly.
Okay. Who was the first person you told after you got engaged? I remember I texted my mom straight away a bunch of mumble, I think. I was like, like I couldn't believe what was going on, and my mom didn't know if it had happened yet, so she was kind of like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? I was like, Mom, you know.
Once like your mom found out, that she started telling like my parents and my family knew, and then friends and stuff like that.
Word got around very quick.
Yeah,
word
got around pretty quick.
When did you both realize the other was the one? The day I met him, we went to church, we went out for lunch, and afterwards I texted my mom and I was like, he's the boy that I'm going to marry. Like I didn't like fall in love with him the day I met him. I was like, oh, he literally ticked every single box that I ever wanted in like a life partner.
For me, it took a little bit longer than a day. You know when it really kind of all came together was because we hung out twice before I left to film in New Orleans for that week and a half. We FaceTimed like every single day, and we were talking the whole time, and I just kind of grew close in that sense because we were just talking a lot. That was kind of when I asked her if I could take her on a date. That was kind of because I was like, if there's one person that I've met in my entire life who seems like the one that God has for me, she's that person. Hooray for being cheesy and gross.
So that was really gross. Did everything go as Gabriel had planned?
Not at all.
We're gonna do the whole story on our vlog channel.
Yeah, what didn't go as planned, the location of where I proposed. For weeks I had a specific spot we couldn't do it at, and it was a really last minute rush. Got out of a few tickets. Literally last minute, as the sun was setting, we had to figure out a new spot, while making sure that she had no idea what was going on.
I had no idea.
Especially because like the box had the date on it. Like a whole bunch of stuff was like, I had to be done that day, and I thought I was gonna have to tell her. I was like, babe, I have to just propose to you now. The time crunch was a lot tighter than we thought it would because of traffic.
And the other thing that I would have said that didn't go to plan was he wrote me a poem and he read it to me, and then he sung me a song. And through all of that, I was talking. I was like, oh, sweet, that's so cute.
While I'm singing, she's like, aw, babe.
And in his head, I'm sure he was really like, shut up, I'm proposing, like stop. What part about marriage makes you nervous? The thing that makes me nervous, which isn't actually marriage, but it's like when I get married, I'm moving away from Australia, and that makes me nervous. Like, I'm going to be living in the States, away from like my family and my closest friends, and so that makes me nervous that I can't just like drive to go see them.
I guess mine is kids. First step is like getting married and figuring that out together, and then once kids come in the picture, that'll be like a whole new ballgame.
Yeah.
All in this together, once we know that we're all stuck, and we see that. Oh my gosh, don't tickle me! Stop doing that!
Will your kids be homeschooled?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Yeah, homeschooling was pretty bomb.
Is your wedding going to be big or immediate family? I feel like it's kind of a mix of both.
I feel like it'll be kind of a medium. Like, it's not gonna be 50 people, like that's pretty small, but it's also not gonna be like 250 people.
How long did you have the ring before you proposed?
I got it made in Florida. So that one trip that I went to Florida to visit my family, if you've seen those videos where I surprised my family and my friends, I was also picking up the ring.
You got the ring.
Yeah. 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Or so. It was already like, I knew I was proposing, like I knew when I wanted to propose, so then I had to make sure I had the ring done before then. It wasn't like I got the ring and then I had to figure out after that.
Did Jess get to pick the ring or Gabriel?
Both?
Yeah, so I went and I looked at a couple rings and I sent a couple photos to him and to his mum. Basically, you took the photos and he got a ring made that was 800 times more beautiful than the one that I had picked out.
We're disgusting. Blech. What? Is this a question for me?
Do you remember what I was wearing on our first date?
Was it the same dress that I proposed to you in?
No.
No, probably that same color though.
No.
I just suck.
Can you guys do that staring eyes challenge for 10 seconds? You just need to stare into each other's eyes for 10
For
seconds.
10 seconds? Wait, is there a timer?
Can we laugh?
I don't know what this has to do with being engaged. Ready?
Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3.
We both blinked.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She blinked.
Suck
She
this.
blinked. 3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I blinked.
8.
Oh, I got to 8. That was close. Dang, that's actually hard.
What do you think about everyone saying you rushed into it?
I don't care, because the people who are saying that are people who have never met us in person, so their opinion is irrelevant.
Yeah, I think people who know us as a couple are kind of like hurry up and get married kind of thing.
And people who are saying otherwise are those who are probably only watching our YouTube videos, which is great, and we let a lot of people into our lives.
That like for us, getting married is the next step. We don't want to move in together before we get married.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, like I feel like that's just the next step for us. Whereas for a lot of people, it's like, oh, you date, you move in.
Yeah, a lot of people like do the marriage life without actually being married. They can do that if they want, but
Yeah,
for
that's
us, we
For
choose.
us personally, that's
Yeah.
our next step, is to get
Yeah.
married. Oh, look at my hot sister who's
Oh,
single.
come
We both want to travel, but we both want to travel when we're married.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen our engagement video, I'll link it down below, or maybe do one of those card things that I don't really know how to do. Thanks for watching.
Love you guys.
We love you guys. If you have any more questions, you can leave them below. Do you want me to end?
Yeah. Goodbye. Come in.